Alright, hello guys, and welcome to the Ace Tanker badge for the T2Light tank. This was a tank I picked up in a sale a few weeks ago, and I am loving this tank. So I'm teamed up with Danian and Squires 200 from OGL in this particular replay. And we're all in fairly pacey tanks, so just as the game was starting, I decide that I'm going to make a run for the hill, use the pace that this tank has, and those two guys agreed. Their tanks are quite fast, and they're going to follow me up the hill. So let's start, and we'll see how the game develops. So let's just speed it up a little bit. Okay. So, using the tank's speed to get up the hill, give Squires a friendly little nudge there, a little love bite, and we are heading up the hill. As you can see, this tank is just so fast. The enemy team had quite a lot of TDs and the R2 RT on the map, so even though it's a low tier game, I'm expecting quite a bit of camping, but someone always goes up the hill. I just don't know what enemy tanks are going to yet. That's one tank I'm happy didn't go up the hill. T18. The T2Light has big problems penetrating at T18, so happy he's there. And of course, fastest tank on the field, make it up to the hill first, and pull back and decide I'm not going to push anymore. Even though I'm fast, I have no armor, so I'm going to wait for the other guys to get up here before making a push. So just feathering some targets to see whether or not I've got shots, but I don't. So Danian's up here, Squires is just behind us. They decide to continue pushing, and I decide to pull off to the side, and then we notice the T46. So put the gun to work and start taking incoming fire. Do a little bit of dodging, take a shot from the PZ2, but I'm off the radar by now. Danian has continued pushing. He's got Squires who's going to push with him, and Danian dies from a Valentine AT, but not before he kills the T46. Squires decides to push over the hill, and I decide to spot cap. Notice a cruiser down here, and while I'm taking out the cruiser, Squires dies to that same Valentine AT, and then RT takes out the cruiser, and I'm left all alone up on the hill. So at this point I'm wondering, well, what should I do? I'm all alone up here, but Danian reminded me that he pushed over the crest of the hill over the other side, and there were no tanks there. So I should be safe to work cap. So I figure the LTP and the Martyr 2 are tanks I can hurt, but the LTP dies. The H35 and the D1 are tanks I can't hurt with this gun, so there's no point in even shooting them. Martyr is a different story. So again, just decide at this point I can't hurt the two guys in cap, but we've got more than enough tanks down there. I'm going to make an RT run. They've got two RT. So I'm going to make an RT run, see if I can take them out. So this side of the hill is clear. Danian said it was clear, but oh, maybe not as clear as everyone thought. So the Panzerjäger has fired, but he's tunnel visioning. I haven't seen anyone else, so I decide to stop, finish him off, and then notice the Valentine and the SU up on the railway lines. Valentine is completely oblivious to me, but the SU falls back. He knows what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try and use the speed of my tank to dupe him. So there we go, 2 shots. But I was lucky. I'll admit that. I get lucky a couple of times here. The SU-76, I've got his traverse beaten with my speed, but his first shot only ricocheted off my tracks. And now I'm waiting for him to come over the rise. The Valentine is completely ignoring me. and I figure I can kill Artie before the Valentine or before the SU gets there. However, Artie hits me with a huge shot, leaves me on just 8 health. So, again, firing on the move, trying to stay away from the SU-76 and beat his traverse speed. And I finish off Artie. But the SU's coming around. I'm trying to beat his traverse. I get fortunate. He just shoots behind my tank. And that was his mistake. So now I know that the last 2 remaining tanks are on the other side of the railway lines. I decide to take the long route around rather than charging straight over. And the Valentine has come up and over after me, which leaves me to work on Artie. So, as you can see, I'm having problems penetrating some shots against Artie. Artie decides to run. I decide to finish him before he can get away. Valentine comes back. But again, I've got the speed to beat his traverse. I'm trying to track him here, which probably was another mistake on my part. I could have killed him if I'd aimed for his upper chassis, but no, I wanted to go for the track shots, make it easier on myself. So again, I finally managed to track him. Now he's where I want him. And we go to work. But unfortunately, before I get the kill, the T-46 jumps over the rails and takes him out. So, how did we do in that game? Well, I was quite happy to get a master tanker in the game. So we got master tanker and we got top gun. We pulled up quite a nice credit bonus here, or XP bonus, and the credits for a tier 2 tank, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad at all. We're moving on. We take a look at the next slide, and again, 800 damage, tier 2 tank, 6 kills, 1106 XP with a top gun. That's just awesome with a tier 2 tank. The Valentine AT had a really good game. It was him and me going for top gun at the end. I didn't realize that until after the game had ended, that if he had killed me, he would have gotten top gun. But he had a good game. I had a better one. So we're moving on. We'll take a look at the next slide. And here you see 219 shots fired, 171 hits, but only 72 penetrations. And that's the problem with the gun on the T2Light. It fires so rapidly you don't notice it, but almost 1 in 2 or maybe even 1 in 3 shots will not go in. And if you're playing against higher tiers, probably 1 in 5 will go in. And you're going to have major problems penetrating tanks of higher tier. Potential damage received was 542. Now, considering the tank only has 150 hit points, that was pretty lucky. I could have died any number of times, and yeah, I'll say it, I was lucky. So overall, we received 1,659 XP, which was a good game. Times 3 brought that to almost 5,000 damage, or 5,000 XP. So all in all, it was a pretty good game. So that was the Ace Tanker in the T2Light tank. Keep an eye out for a T2Light tank review that's going to be coming very soon. Thank you for tuning in, and if you had fun, found this enjoyable, or in any way educational, please feel free to click the like button down below. So, thank you very much,